we try to make sure that anyone that's skiing with us is quite clear of blockages. That's why a lot of our coaching DNA is linking technique, biomechanics and equipment, and we clearly state that these things don't really exist very well on their own. Technique can kind of survive through quite a lot of things, but it usually hits brick walls with people's ranges of movement, and certainly if people's equipment hasn't been tested properly as well. So we look quite into the three-way lineage amongst all of our coaching that we do.
Could I just ask one thing? I mean, technique's sort of obvious what technique is, and equipment's sort of obvious what equipment is, but what's biomechanics?
Well, making sure the body can move in the ranges it's required to make skiing work. So, on these three things here, we talk about correct legs flex pattern and ski asymmetry and steering range. When we test people across these ranges, quite often we find that on the flex angle, they don't even have enough range in there with tight calf muscles to be able to function and move the boot how they would want to do if they were given an instruction by whatever ski instructor from whatever nation of skiing. The idea behind ski asymmetry, a lot of people they're set up correctly in shops like Ellis Brigham and Snow and Rock, but when they're set up correctly and their canting has been done and the footbed's been made, quite often they can just flop back in the boot anyway and end up skiing in an A-frame. So when we test somebody and see actually how the leg can steer independently of the hip, quite often, in fact nearly everybody we've gone through even at the show here, nearly everyone's got 20 to 30 degrees of difference in rotation between left and right. So then you ask yourself the question, why has everyone got a weaker turn direction? But quite often the answer for us is even before you set foot on the snow. So that's the thing that really sets us aside. In terms of the coaching, I mean, we run through a lot of the good drills that you'd find in many other coaching systems, and we would strongly recommend many British ski instructors out there. The level of instruction in the last 10 years has become fantastic. There's a much higher grade of ski instructor. But all we say is we just like to educate people a little bit on making sure whatever coaching that they do get, whether it's with us or whether it's with another company, try and make sure your coach or your instructor is kind of relating to these three things and can work you a coaching method that has a three-way lineage. And also just do it yourself. I mean, we've got education on our website under our tutorials. You can actually go and test these ranges to make sure that you can move sufficiently enough in a biomechanical way to make the sport of skiing work. And on top of that, generally speaking, we like to have fun. A lot of our people that ski with us are, the classic skiers. They want to get off piste and they want to perform. We work for all that methodology to get people in that right frame of mind for that.
Because I've actually personally been on a number of courses with you, as you know, and it's not all about the sort of taking it all seriously and too much about the technique. I mean, there is the technique, obviously, but there's a lot of fun on your courses, and some of them are, there's a holiday feel to them, obviously. Some I'm thinking of the ones in Japan and all the rest of it. What are the new things you're doing this winter?
The new things we're doing for this winter, you're absolutely right. The courses have got technical element, après-ski element. It's all about fun, really. It's an adventure for a lot of people. The new additions this year is we're expanding our courses in Cervinia at the start of the season. We found the consistency of the Zermatt glacier to be fantastic. So we've had a great summer just now up on the glacier. Got back, we've expanded our autumn range, so we're going 2 weeks into December. Then we go over to Verbier, which is our usual program. Verbier, we've got the off-piste courses and the general academy courses, so two different types of variant. And when we are halfway through Verbier, we go to Japan. So end of January, we're in Japan. We've been doing it 8 years now. It's one of our most popular courses. It's sold out, unfortunately, this year. It was sold out within a week of going online. People love it there. Back to Verbier, beautiful spring sort of March skiing. It's one of the best times in the year to ski. And then we go to Cervinia towards the end of the season. So we first week in April we usually wrap up Verbier, and then we head over to Cervinia to see the end of the season out. And then we don't put our boots up, we go back to Hemel for the month of May and we run courses there. So it's a pretty full-on schedule, really.
And it's also, as you're saying, busy year-round. We're at the London Ski and Snowboard Show here, and not only have you got a stand here which people are coming up and finding out about the courses and all the rest of it, but you're doing the talks as well. What are you sort of telling people at the talks, and what's the reaction from people?
Interestingly, at the talks, it's kind of almost like shocking someone into seeing about this three-way foundation pattern. And you run through tests with them, you explain a bit about the theory of it. When people do the test, especially the leg steering range test, alarm bells ring, because they realise that whatever they're going to do, unless they can turn their legs 70 degrees and rotate their ball inside the socket joint 70 degrees to go left or right, they know they're going to have to hip rotate, which leads to upper body rotation and all the other things. So we explain that at the talks, we get a really good response, and we allow people to walk away from the show with scores so they can actually see their ranges and their tests.